lot of interesting games coming up this week. I know you have several, but the one I'm looking at is the Mississippi State, although they lost to Georgia, but Mississippi State against, who do they play? Mississippi State against Auburn.
Yeah, that's definitely a game that's going to define seasons for both teams, you know, with a win or with a loss, because that's going to go a long way in that SEC championship picture. But I'm curious to see how Mississippi State responds as well. The game that's going to be interesting, I think, is for me, is Notre Dame against Miami of Ohio, and not just because Miami of Ohio is a MAC team.
Really? Not just because?
No. I mean, Notre Dame just got back into the top 25, and this has all the earmarks of a trap game. And now Miami's only 2-2, so let's not put it on a pedestal here, so to speak. But I don't think Notre Dame has necessarily defined itself as a true top 25 type team this year. So I think that's a game that's going to be well worth watching, along with Clemson and Virginia Tech. And, you know, Clemson goes on the road for this one, so they're going to be tested at Virginia Tech, number 12. I think Virginia Tech's 12. Yeah, number 12 in the country. So that's going to be a bigger test than maybe some folks might suspect.
Now, the USC at Washington game, what's interesting in that game for me is that for some reason USC, they've been out of a lot of games and then they pulled through in the second half. Their quarterback hasn't looked great in a lot of these games, but again, they pulled the games late, and they had a tough game at Cal on the road.
Well, we predicted that last week, that was going to be
well, I actually predicted Cal was going to win, and I'm not going to go as far as saying Washington State is going to win this game, but it's going to be two good quarterbacks, and it should be a shootout.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and you know, USC is at the very least has some of its swagger back, and I think that's what's really showing up in a lot of these games, even though they're not particularly don't particularly look crisp. They're winning. They're still winning, and I think they're winning because of their swagger a little bit.